Today topic is full wave control rectifier. We have already studied half wave control rectifier. So today's full wave. Here we can see four thyristor is connected and a load is connected and a sinusoidal supply is connected. In half wave rectifier we have we got output at half wave for a full sinusoidal supply. Here we will have full rectified output. So how it operates we will see now. First input is sinusoidal. Okay. So this is pi, this is 2 pi. And we are getting this output. So at alpha angle, you have to remember this, at alpha angle T1, T3 is triggered and pi plus alpha angle T3, T2 and T4 will be triggered. Okay, so at alpha angle when T1, T3 is triggered, then 0 to pi, 0 to alpha, there is no voltage across this load, because at alpha, if you not given the gate pulse, this thyristor will not getting turned on, then the no voltage drop across this resistance, full voltage will be across the thyristor. Okay, whenever current flow through this resistance, then only we will getting output voltage V0. Okay, so at alpha angle T1 and T3 is triggered, so output voltage will be at alpha 2 pi equal to input, because transistor voltage drop, thyristor voltage drop is at forward bias condition, voltage drop, we are assuming voltage drop is 0, so total output voltage will be input equal to the output. Now at the negative half cycle, what will happen? This end is positive, this end is negative. So this positive, at negative half cycle we are triggering pi at pi plus alpha angle T2 and T4. Okay, so this end is positive, means this thyristor will turn on and the current will back through this thyristor. Then at negative half cycle T2 and T4 will operate. So this also we will be getting this much output voltage. So here we can see a full voltage rectified DC voltage we are getting. Okay, so we have to find the average output voltage and RMS value of the output voltage. Okay, so how we will find the average output voltage? We have already find in half wave rectifier. We know V average equal to 1 by time period. We are assuming the time period is pi. This is a time, the signal, output signal has a time period 0 to pi and the active is alpha to pi. Okay, so time period is pi. At every pi cycle is repeated. Okay, so time period is 1 by pi. Integration will be 0 to alpha, will be no voltage across the output resistance, so it is meaningless to write. So we will be integrate from alpha to pi Vm sin omega t d omega t. So if we integrate it, we will be getting Vm by pi 1 plus cos alpha, when resistance is, load is purely resistive. Okay, you have to remember it. Then we have to find the Vrms voltage equal to, we have to integrate 1 to by pi 0 alpha to pi Vm square sin square omega t by d omega t whole root. So the RMS value of voltage will be Vm by 2 root 2 by root pi minus alpha plus half sin 2 alpha whole root. You have to remember this formula. Okay, now this case is when load is purely resistive. Now there is an interesting case when the load have a resistance plus inductance. What will happen? We will see now. Okay, so I am removing it and changing the load to inductive load. Suppose an inductor is connected across the load L. Okay, then what will happen? You have to remember, we all have studied about inductor have a special capability. What capability? It will not allow sudden change of current. Okay, suppose this at inductor. Okay, so you are giving a inductor a DC voltage. Okay, and a resistance is there. Okay, we have already in second year we have already studied that transient analysis. Then we have already studied that whenever an inductor and resistance is connected, when there is a switch, there is no current through this inductor, so inductor will always oppose the sudden change of current. Okay, so and at steady state inductor act as a short circuit for a DC output voltage. We have already studied that. So if you switch on the circuit, the inductor current at first will be zero, always zero. At t equal to 0, there is no current flow through this. Okay, so at t equal to at steady state, current will be inductor act as a short circuit, current will be V by R. Now suppose you are changing the polarity. Okay, you changing the polarity here. Okay, you have a special connection, you can change the voltage polarity. Now at first current direction is in this direction. Now voltage polarity is changed, so current should be flow through this, but it will not happen suddenly, because inductor, then what will happen? Inductor will change its voltage polarity to maintain the current direction. What I have said, that inductor will always oppose the sudden change of current. So when the polarity, voltage polarity is, when this is positive, this is negative, inductor is flowing, current flowing through this inductor in this direction. Now you are changing the polarity of the voltage. Now voltage will try to flow the current this direction, but inductor have a special capability. It will change its voltage polarity to maintain the current direction. Okay, this knowledge you have to consider here. Okay, so let me write now. If input voltage is sinusoidal input voltage. Now same will happen here at alpha angle T1 and T3 will trigger. Okay, so what will be the output voltage? At 0 to alpha angle there is no current flowing through this. Okay, so I will draw the output voltage at steady state condition, means some 5 and 6 cycles after the output voltage across the load. Okay, so let me write it. So at t equal to 0, okay, there is no voltage drop across it. Okay, let me consider it. Okay, now then we'll discuss it at steady state. Okay, so at alpha angle there the voltage across the load will be the input load voltage. There is, this is, you will agree this. Okay, now at alpha to pi angle also there is a voltage. For the resistance case, the same voltage will across it, but for inductor what will happen? This is the first cycle output, but at steady state inductor what will happen? Inductor, we can see the output current direction is always in this direction. Okay, so whenever the current voltage is 0 here, negative, and then negative means the thyristor is not turned on. Negative means this thyristor is negative, means the polarity will change here, voltage polarity, and these two in negative half, T2 and T4 will conduct, but T2 and T4 will turn on when angle is alpha. Okay, T2 and T4 will turn on when the angle is alpha. So at pi to alpha plus pi angle, there is T2 and T4 is not triggering. But if you not given the voltage across this, so the current will change. But we have already studied the inductor will not allow the sudden change of current. So voltage across the load is 0, then the current will 0. For resistance case, we have seen that voltage across alpha to pi plus alpha, there is voltage is 0. But in this case, will it happen? No, because whenever voltage is 0, there is no voltage across it, then inductor, what will do the inductor? Inductor will change its polarity. Then inductor, first cycle alpha to pi, inductor will charge in this polarity. And whenever voltage is 0, there is no voltage from source, then inductor, what will do inductor? Inductor will change its polarity in this direction, so that it can force the current to flow same direction. Okay, so it can force the current to same direction means the previous cycle T1 and T3 is on, so current will flow through this T1 and T3 and return to this cycle. Okay, so current will flow through T1 and T3. Okay, so the output voltage, then this terminal and this terminal. Okay, then this terminal will be this terminal is shorted, then output voltage will follow the input voltage waveform. If we sorted this circuit, if inductor will force to flow current flow through T1 and T3, then what will happen? It will, output voltage will be follow the input voltage. Here input T1 and T3 pi to alpha, we can see the output voltage, input voltage is negative. So if we on the thyristor T1 and T3 by inductor, then in output voltage by KVL law, output voltage equal to input voltage. Here input is negative, means output also negative. For this steady state cycle, the input voltage also be this much. So here we can see the reduction in output voltage. So we have a many students have a confusion that thyristor is giving negative voltage. How it happens? It happens because this inductor has a special quality to maintain the constant current. If we constant current is maintained, means T3 and T1 is on, then the total voltage will be across this load. So input voltage equal to output voltage, KVL is always valid. So that's why what will happen, the input has a negative voltage. So we can see from resistance case here some negative value in input, output, so average voltage will be less. So how much the average voltage? Average voltage will be 1 by, we will integrate it 1 by pi alpha to pi sine omega t d Vm sin d omega t. So if we integrate it, this will be alpha to pi plus alpha. Okay, we will integrate from here to here. This is full signal. Okay, so we will get 2 Vm by pi cos alpha. You have to remember it. Here for resistance case, we will getting Vm by pi 1 plus cos alpha. Okay, and for the RMS value, in inductor average voltage will be less. If load is inductive, average voltage will be less, but RMS voltage will be same, because VRMS means the square. We are squaring and root. If we square negative part, this negative part, if we square, then output input will be negative part will be positive. So negative part is squared means we will getting positive, and this negative part is squared mean it will positive, and so you will be getting a positive sinusoidal value. So RMS value is equal to source value. If you can integrate it, so VRMS equal to V source RMS. Okay, so this is Vm by root 2. So in this condition, you have to mind it that inductor will not change the sudden change in current. So whenever voltage is 0, then negative, then inductor will change its polarity and it will it will force to flow the current through T1 and T3. That's the inductor. The output voltage will be getting negative. Okay, this is the full wave control rectifier.